Hello everyone, my name is Brian Bourgeon and welcome back to another video. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about today's first race of the round of 12 of the NASCAR playoffs, which was the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400. This race, like last year, was chaotic. It was wildly chaotic. Playoff drivers suffered issues. A lot of drivers suffered issues. It was a wild race with actually a bit of good racing, I'd say, for Texas standards, personally. But it was a good race, so let's talk about it. We have to talk about it. First race, the front row for this race was Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher. You had two guys, that had been really fast in the ovals, high-speed ovals, and they were looking to make a statement. They wanted to win. They wanted to get into the round of 8 and avoid Talladega Super Speedway, which is next week. So, trying their best to see if they can win it. But the first incident came, I believe this is around green flag pit stops to stage 1. Austin Dillon's right rear tire came off. Dudes, one lug nut, it can sometimes be an issue to get the tire on and off, all that, so that'd be a problem. And what do you know? It ended up being a problem. Austin Dillon suffered, his right rear tire came off, he crashed. Big hit, personally. Pretty big hit, in my opinion. So, unfortunately, that was the end of the race, and I assume for his crew chief and tire changer and tire carrier, that's going to be about a bit of a 2-race suspension and have a bit of a vacation. So, tough break for them. Then there was another incident, I believe, in the race. Yeah, it was, I believe, off a restart when Austin Dillon crashed. When they restarted, number 51 car, Rick Ware Racing, Todd Gilliland, also, I believe, had a right rear tire came off his car, and ended his race, had to get towed, and that was that for poor Todd Gilliland. That was his race. That was his race now in the books. But during the yellow flag pit stops, Denny Hamlin and Ty Gibbs also made some contact. Teammates. Hamlin was coming off his pit. He was a bit blocked when he was trying to get out of his pit box by Austin Cindric. And Ty Gibbs, basically, he was heading straight, and Hamlin turned in front of him, and they both collided. Hamlin suffered right side damage. Ty Gibbs, unfortunately, suffered race-ending damage due to that impact, and, he had to retire. Tough break for Ty Gibbs. But, they'll try and bounce back in Talladega. Hamlin was able to continue during the race, so he was all good. Then, a couple laps later, Kyle Busch, the first playoff driver to suffer massive issues besides Hamlin, but that was a pit road incident that ended up costing him. But the big first incident for the playoff driver that I'm about to mention, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch had a bit of issues. Right side tires were not acting right, neither front or rear. And, he unfortunately suffered an incident. Turn 1, heading down into the corner, and his tires didn't lock on, and he unfortunately spun out, hit the outside wall in middle turn 1 and 2, and that was the end of his race. That was the end of the race for Kyle Busch, and again, that's massive. We all look at Kyle Busch as the guy that, he could potentially be in the Final Four, move on to the next round, but with this incident, this really hurts him. He's going to have to gain a lot of good points for next week at Talladega. Yeah, it's a tough break for Kyle. Tough break. He hasn't had the best couple races, so got up for a bounce back next week at Talladega. And as for the playoff points, that incident unfortunately put Kyle Busch below the cut line. Now he's minus 17, down in 12th place, which is a bit of a tough break for Kyle Busch. It is definitely a tough break. But since that incident, it was pretty normal. For stage 2, it was pretty tame. Stage 1 was pretty chaotic with all the right side damage, the right rear tires coming off for Austin Dillon, Todd Gilliland, all that. Fortunately, caused a bit of chaos. And even at the end of stage 1, Eric Jones got into the back of Brad Keselowski and also ended up getting into Martin Truex Jr., another playoff driver, suffering issues. He spun out. Keselowski also had damage. It was one of those chain reaction incidents at the end of the stage. So, definitely a tough break, but Truex still managed to, finish the race. He was good. Suffered only a little bit of damage on the splitter. all of that. And then one other incident that this is one I really want to get into is Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace had easily two of the best cars of the day when they were leading. Bubba Wallace in stage 1, he was absolutely rapid, really fast, really good. But unfortunately, the track was changing for him, and I mean his car had to regress a bit. It was starting to regress, get slower. It was around 7th, 8th. He was still running top 12 all day, to be honest. He was running top 12 all day. And then you had Kyle Larson. Larson was fast, dude. Kyle Larson, when like stage 2 came, when he was up front, you couldn't even see him. He pulled away by a lot, 5-6 second lead. He had the fastest lap by, I believe, more than like 4 tenths. He had a 29.621 as his fastest lap. Over the rest was just like plus 4 tenths. Like, that's crazy. Larson had a rocket ship. Kyle Larson had a rocket ship. But here's the fun part. Stage 3, like 20-some laps to go, off a restart. After J.J. Yaley spun out at a turn 2, wrecked the wall, wrecked his car into the outside wall, and fortunately that caused a restart for Bubba Wallace. Kyle Larson, they didn't want to see it, and they, well, had some contact. They raced hard. Heading into turn 1, they were side by side, just like with 22, 21 laps to go. Heading into turn 1, Larson on the inside, Wallace on the outside. Wallace squeezed them on the outside. Larson bit tight on his door, got loose, spun out, hit the outside wall, and that was just a product of hard racing. This is what I want to also talk about. Hard racing, for me, is two drivers going all out for the race win, knowing that if they win, they move on to the next round of the NASCAR playoffs through round of 8. And they have to avoid the issue of heading into Talladega Superspeedway. Talladega is chaotic. Like Texas, it's a wild card. Same goes with the Charlotte Roval. It's chaotic, and everyone wants to win it. And heck, anyone could win it with all the chaos, the attrition, all of the above. So, what happened between Wallace and Larson was just a product of hard racing. They both wanted to win. They both had fast cars, and if one of those cars got into clean air, they would be set sailing into potentially the race win. So, hard racing happened. Larson, unfortunately, got the bad end of it. Spun out, hit the outside wall, and his race was done, basically. From then and there, his race was done. DNF is now only plus 2 points above the cut line. But while he's plus 2, he's heading into, well, pretty sketchy tracks for him. Talladega. Kyle Larson has, in my opinion, no super speedway luck. I mean, he's unfortunately been involved in either big wrecks, gotten involved in other people's mess. Like, he hasn't had any luck in super speedways. So we'll see what happens with Larson there. And to Talladega next week. Yeah, we'll see. And then after the Charlotte Roval, I mean, he's alright. He's decent, the Charlotte Roval, but I don't know. We'll see what Kyle Larson can do there. Hopefully, he's got to be hoping for the best. At this point, if you're him, just pray. Just got to pray, hope for the best, and, yep, survive. Survive these 2 races coming for Kyle Larson. Try and get good stage points. Try and, make some hay out of it. And then, after that incident between Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, there was another incident off the restart where you had other playoff drivers involved, Mark Truex Jr. and Ryan Blaney, to name them. They unfortunately got into issues. Off turn 4, Tyler Reddick hit the outside wall. Eric Jones followed and hit the outside wall, causing a big crash. Chain reaction. You had A.J. Allmendinger, Ball, Shane Smith in the number 38, Ryan Blaney, Mark Truex Jr., Austin Cindric. A big wreck in stage 3. Big wreck. And, yep, it was the product of late race restarts, Texas the way it is, with the PJ1 staying there in 3 and 4. I mean, no grip in the top side 1 and 2, no grip, to say much on the high side in 3 and 4, so caused some issues, unfortunately, really did cause some issues. And, yep, hopefully Allmendinger's alright. It appeared Allmendinger was limping after the crash, so hopefully Allmendinger's alright. Hoping for the best. But final laps came, and did some drama also come as well. You had honestly, you had a lot of drivers up front that, well, I wouldn't have expected to be up front, but again, Texas is a tradition. It's a wild card. Anyone could win. You had Stewart House racing drivers Chase Briscoe and Ryan Preece running inside the top 10 late. It was amazing. Although one of the two last restarts, Preece fortunately got loose on 1 and 2. They were 4 wide. Preece obviously went really up the track where, you really can't go because you're just going to lose all of the grip. So it's going to really mess you up. So, yeah. Fortunately, lost all of his ground. I don't know where he finished. We will check that out in a bit. So, tough break for him. But Chase Briscoe, on the last restart, was side by side with Bubba Wallace, the race leader. Briscoe had a chance to win in today's race at Texas, which is insane. Stewart-House Racing, besides Harvick, has been nowhere. But hey, Briscoe, made some magic. He was up there late, finished 10th. So, to be fair, a pretty good performance from Chase Briscoe. Good stuff. Solid stuff. But at the end of the day, after a thrilling final restart with battles between Bubba Wallace, William Byron, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell, which I don't even know where he came from. A lot of drivers fighting for the race win. At the end of the day, it was William Byron who won the first race of the round of 12 at Texas Motor Speedway, making a 3-wide pass off the exit of turn 2 on both Bubba Wallace and Chase Briscoe. Bubba Wallace tried to fight it off turn 3 and 4. He was really aggressive trying to side draft Byron, but couldn't get it done. And Byron set sail to win the first race of the round 12, locking himself into the round of 8. Meaning he doesn't have to worry about Talladega, and he doesn't have to worry about the Charlotte Roval. So again, the playoff standings now. Let's go into the playoff standings. William Byron has got 1 win. He's moving on to the round of 8. Denny Hamlin is plus 37 now. He's plus 37. He's currently second place now in the round of 12. Then you got Chris Buescher, who, despite finishing 14th, still did pretty good. Plus 22, third place, not too bad. And the same goes for Denny Hamlin. Despite having that right side damage, it never really affected him that much, although he did affect him a little bit, performance. But still came home, I believe, with a top 5 finish. So, finished second place. So, good stuff for Hamlin. Really well done. And 4th place, Christopher Bell. Honestly, a big race today for Christopher Bell. I will admit he may have gotten lucky in some scenarios. I don't really feel like he should have been up there. I think as well he said that, but hey, you got to take him while you get him. He finishes 4th, he's 4th now in the playoff standings. Martin Truex Jr. is now in 5th, despite everything that happened to Martin Truex Jr. today. He's still 5th place in the playoff standings, not too shabby. Ross Chastain, 6th, plus 12. Brett Keselowski, 7th, plus 8. Keselowski's a bit close to that cut line, so but hey, he's heading into Talladega Super Speedway. He's good there, so he can do good. You gotta have faith in him. Now, 8th place, Kyle Larson. Again, his DNF really hurt him, so he's only plus 2 above the cut line. Bubba Wallace, 9th, minus 2. Again, today was a big day for Bubba Wallace. Although he didn't win, he would have loved to win because that would have eliminated the pressure of heading into Talladega, which is going to be chaotic, surely. With all the playoffs, the drama, all that. But only minus 2. Again, in my opinion for Bubba, keep it clean, score points, be there at the end. That is the mission. Tyler Reddick, 10th, minus 3. Again, Reddick was involved in some issues, some crashes, hit the wall, so kind of struggled. Although in the first stage, thanks to strategy, he won stage 1, so that's an important playoff point he earned, meaning he's not that far off the cut line. Both 23XI cars are pretty close to being above. Both cars moving to the round of 8 would be amazing. So, we'll see if they can get it done. Ryan Blaney, 11th. Again, he was involved in that last incident, and I believe he had the DNF, so he's minus 11, 11th place. And then you got Kyle Busch in 12th, minus 17. Again, got to hope for a bounce back in Talladega. But yeah, those are the playoff standings. First race round 12. Now let's head to the race results. William Byron, the winner of the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400. Again, Byron was slow to begin the race. He was running top 25, top 20. But, I mean, the first, second stage, it never really looked like he was going to have the car to potentially win. But some adjustments were made, and what do you know? William Byron's running top 15. A couple laps in stage 3, top 10. Now, with a couple restarts, he's closing in 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, and now, last restart, as mentioned, 3rd place. Sees Chase Briscoe and Bubba Wallace fighting. Briscoe gets loose, Wallace gets tight, goes around the inside, 3 wide, hand down the backstretch. William Byron takes the lead off turn 3. And he again set sail, and he won the race. Again, fair play to Byron. Again, you just gotta improve your car, and you'll be there by the end. And that's what happened for the number 24 team. Second place, Ross Chastain. Again, for Chastain, this was a big day too. Helped him with the playoff standings. I mean, thanks to today, he's now plus 12. Granted, not 100% safe, but it's a bit of a cushion. Not a big one, but still pretty good. Again, second place, good stuff for Chastain. He was pretty bad during one part of the race. I think it was around stage 2, where he was running 28th, so he was pretty far back. But albeit he had, issues getting loose, washing up the racetrack, out of the groove. So, yep, an unfortunate turn of events. But still came back and finished second place. Then you got third place, Bubba Wallace. Again, Bubba Wallace did really good today. He led 111 laps, had a really good car, but fortunately wasn't meant to be. Hopefully, we'll see what he can do at Talladega. Then you got fourth place, Christopher Bell. I mean, I have no idea where Christopher Bell came from. He'd been running top 20 like around 13th to 20th all day. And then all of a sudden, the last restart, he's in the top 5, P4. Like, my jaw was through the floor when I saw that. It was insane. Then you had Denny Hamlin in 5th. Kevin Harvick in 6th. Now I'm seeing Kevin Harvick in 6th place. Not too shabby. I mean, hey, for Kevin Harvick's last race at Texas Motor Speedway, he will gladly take it. That's a good last race at Texas for Harvick. Got a good finish, top 10. One last top 10 at Texas. Love to see it. Then you got 7th place, Brad Keselowski. 8th place, Daniel Suarez. Suarez spun out during, I believe, stage 3. Yeah, he spun out with 60, 50 laps to go. And, I mean, spun out. A lot of people thought he wouldn't. I mean, fortunately, back of the field, finished around there. But no, came back to finish 8th. That's a really good performance. Truckhouse Racing, while both cars had issues, still did pretty good. I mean, fair play to him. I mean, very much fair play to Chastain and Suarez. A good day for Truckhouse Racing. Definitely a day they can be proud of. Fought back, fought through adversity, and got good results from it. Fair play. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 9th place. Started 24th. Chase Briscoe from 31st. He finishes 10th. Fair play to him. Then to name some of the drivers in the round playoffs, either owner or driver. Chase Elliott finished 11th. Chris Buescher, 14th. Unfortunately, got restarts, crammed up. Unfortunately, bad turn of events for him. Martin Truex Jr. finished 17th, albeit all of the issues he suffered. Then you got Tyler Reddick, who finished 25th. Again, he hit the wall late in stage 3 in that last caution, so unfortunately he hindered his car. Then you got Ryan Blaney in 28th. Kyle Larson, 31st. Kyle Busch, 34th. And that's how it all went for some of the playoff drivers. Again, a lot of them now, again, the 4 drivers below the cut line, Wallace, Reddick, Blaney, and Busch, they've all got to try and get the best result possible, achievable at Talladega, of all places. Talladega should be fun next week. Talladega should most certainly be a fun race. But again, personal opinions off Texas today, it was a good race. Based off, how Texas has performed before, I mean, today was good. It was a good race. Texas standards, it was pretty good, really fun, again, for Texas. But, again, it was a good race. It was a good race at Texas, like 7 out of 10 race. Chaotic, playoff drama, chaos. We love to see it. We love to see some drama from time to time. And today, delivered that. But, that's it for my race review tonight. I hope you all enjoyed. Please subscribe, as that would help a lot for me and the channel. And I will see you all next week at Talladega Super Speedway. Bye-bye.